Stop or My Mum Will Shoot. Or as I knew it as a kid, that movie where Sylvester Stallone teams up with one of the Golden Girls. Released in 1992, Stop or My Mum Will Shoot tells the story of a tough LA cop called Joe, played by Stallone, where his mother Tusi, played by Estelle Gy, visits him where she gets involved in an illegal gun trade and murder case, and proceeds to turn Joe's life upside down, despite having his best interests at heart. When first released, this movie was absolutely trashed by the critics. When reviewing Stop or My Mum Will Shoot, they treated it like toilet paper. Yep, they wiped their asses with it and flushed it away. Heck, the movie is still largely unpopular now, with Stallone claiming to regret starring in the movie. However, underneath all the naysaying, could there be anything enjoyable or redeemable to be found in this 90s comedy? Well, today we are going to see if you can polish a turd by looking into 10 things that you didn't know about Stop or My Mum Will Shoot. So, as I always say, let's check it out.
This is the way we wash our gun, wash our gun, wash our gun out really, really well. That's fine.
Number 10. Well played, Arnie. Well played. It is said that in the early production days of Stop or My Mum Will Shoot, word got back to Sylvester Stallone that Arnold Schwarzenegger was lobbying to star in a wacky action comedy called Stop or My Mum Will Shoot, and that Arnie really wanted the part. He was like, come on, I really want to star in the movie, come on, ah! So Stallone got in touch with his agent and was like, I really want to star in this movie. I want to star in this movie. You see, back then, there was something of a rivalry between Stallone and Schwarzenegger, with the two movie tough guys always trying to outdo each other. And if Arnie wanted to star in a wacky comedy, then it makes sense that Stallone would see great potential, as Twins and Kindergarten Cop, two comedies starring Arnie, were very successful. So Stallone raced in and swooped up the role of Joe, and had seemingly beat Arnie to the punch. However, Arnie was the one who was really laughing, as this was part of an elaborate trick, as Arnie supposedly knew that Stop or My Mum Will Shoot will be awful, and pretended to be interested in the part in order to get Stallone lured into starring in the movie. Basically, Schwarzenegger tricked Stallone into starring in a bad movie where he was no doubt like, I tricked you, I tricked you, see you at the party, Richter. Next. Number 9. Stallone's feelings towards Stop or My Mum Will Shoot. So okay, Stallone was tricked into taking the part in Stop or My Mum Will Shoot, thanks to his rivalry with Arnie. But how does the Italian stallion himself feel about the movie? After all, maybe, just maybe, he could have come to love the movie or even appreciate it for some obscure creative or artistic reason. Spoilers, he hates it. Yes, indeed. Stallone considers Stop or My Mum Will Shoot to be his worst movie. And that's saying something, considering he starred in some stinkers like that wacky comedy where Stallone plays a mob boss trying to go straight, and that one where Stallone sings country western. Oh, Lord have mercy. But yeah, despite them, Stallone really dislikes Stop or My Mum Will Shoot, saying it's his worst film by far, maybe the worst in the solar system. And he also said that if he ever wants to punish his kids, he makes them watch it. And he probably has such disdain and resentment because he felt tricked into starring in this movie. Hey, I guess being forced to wear a nappy would do that to you.
Mommy, I don't want to be changed.
I've got to change you. I can change you.
Yes, I don't think I'm ever going to get over the sight of Stallone wearing a nappy. In fact, Stop or My Mom Will Shoot became so notorious for not being a popular movie, Stallone himself starred in a Saturday Night Live sketch in 1997, where Stallone is trying to help Norm Macdonald, who has just been in a car crash, where Macdonald's dying words were just how much he hated Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
Stop or my mom will shoot, suck.
Number 8, produced by the guy who gave us Ghostbusters. So the script for Stop or My Mom Will Shoot was written by William Davies and William Osborne, both of whom had previously written the as-mentioned Twins, as well as a writer called Blake Schneider, who, when it comes to movies, he only wrote Stop or My Mom Will Shoot and Blank Check. It was directed by British-Canadian director Roger Spottiswoode, who previously directed Turner and Hooch and would go on to direct one of the most underrated Bond films ever, Tomorrow Never Dies. Seriously, it's awesome, go watch it. And one of the most underrated Arnie movies ever, The Sixth Day. Seriously, it's awesome, go watch it. Stop or My Mum Will Shoot was co-produced by Ivan Reitman, who is best known for being the director of the first 2 Ghostbusters movies, as well as directing other comedy classics like Stripes and Twins, and would even act as a producer on fellow comedies Animal House and Road Trip. The movie was also produced by Michael C. Gross, who was an art director for National Lampoon magazine, as well as doing artwork for John Lennon, and famously designed the Ghostbusters logo. So it seems that there was actually some genuine talent on board of Stop or My Mum Will Shoot. So, what happened? Number 7. Estelle Getty was also somewhat tricked into starring in the movie. Now, the production really wanted Estelle Getty to play the part of Joe's mum, Tootie. At the time, she was very popular thanks to the Golden Girls sitcom, and I guess they thought it would be funny seeing her buddied up with Stallone, as they are both complete contrasts of one another. And to be brutally honest, Getty is the funniest aspect of the movie, and it is a better movie for her starring in it. However, originally, Getty wasn't laughing. According to IMDb, after reading the script, she was upset with the amount of guns in the movie, and said that she would only star in Stop or My Mum Will Shoot if there was no guns. I mean, I don't know how you would have no guns, the movie is literally called Stop or My Mum Will Shoot. But regardless, the producers were like, yeah, sure, there won't be any guns at all, you can trust us, wink wink. So Getty signed on to star in the movie, and of course there was guns. I'll admit, the scene of Tootie cleaning the gun is hilarious, and it always just gets me in my funny bone. However, there was actually quite a few changes made to her character. Number 6. Drastic changes made to the Tootie character. Yeah, believe it or not, but in the original script, Tootie was a real nasty piece of work. She was really mean and generally pretty horrible and unpleasant, which always caused disastrous outcomes for the Joe character, and thus frequently got him in trouble, which caused a distance between the 2 characters, and why they couldn't get along. However, when Estelle Getty was cast in the role, it was decided to rework the character and make her more adorable and kind and motherly. And when she causes trouble for Joe, it's not because she's a rotten mean old lady, but just her sheer absent-mindedness from her kind and sweet motherly ways. Stallone actually believes that this is something that hurt the movie, and that Stop or My Mum Will Shoot would have been an overall better movie if Tootie was left as a mean, horrible character. Also starring in Stop or My Mum Will Shoot is Jo Beth Williams, who played Stallone's love interest and fellow cop Gwen, and no doubt she didn't have any issues starring in this caper as they didn't use real skeletons. Number 5. Trying to be cool and hip with the rating. When Stop or My Mum Will Shoot was handed to the MPAA, the movie was given a PG rating, which is usually a rating that is considered to be family friendly. The production supposedly weren't happy with this and thought that no one is going to watch this movie if it's rated PG. They'll probably think it's some kind of Disney movie. So feeling anxious that older audiences won't want to watch the movie if it's rated PG, in order to be cool and appealing to older audiences, of whom like higher ratings, it was decided to add nudity in order to beef up Stop or My Mum Will Shoot to a PG-13 rating. Yep, that's why in the movie we have a shot of Stallone's ass. Just so it can get a PG-13 rating and thus appeal to an older audience. Well, you know what they say, if all else fails, use Stallone's bare bum. Or something like that. There supposedly was a deleted action sequence of Joe crashing a garbage truck through an art gallery wall. Who knows, maybe the scene had to be cut to make way for Stallone's butt. I totally didn't mean for that to rhyme. Yes, I have just unintentionally made poetry out of Sylvester Stallone's behind. Number 4, composed by an epic movie scoring legend. Yeah, if you can believe it, the music of Stop or My Mom Will Shoot was provided by the legendary Alan Silvestri, who is known for creating powerful and epic movie scores, with the likes of Back to the Future, Predator, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, The Abyss, and Forrest Gump, among many, many, many more. And yes, I guess you can add Stop or My Mom Will Shoot to his resume. In fact, Stop or My Mom Will Shoot was part of a handful of oddball comedies that Silvestri scored, which included Summer Rental, Critical Condition, Outrageous Fortune, and My Stepmother is an Alien. Okay, he actually scored more wacky comedies than I initially thought. Either way, Silvestri is leading one amazing career in movie music magic, where he still scores movies to this day, including several Marvel movies. Not bad for a guy who started his career scoring movies about Dobermans. Yeah, he originally scored movies about Dobermans. Number 3, the movie poster lied. So it's here we get to the movie's poster of Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, making the movie look like one truly strange buddy cop movie, where Getty seems to be dressed as Rambo. I guess really getting it out there that Sophia from the Golden Girls is now in a movie with that guy who played Rambo. However, many people have noticed that on the poster, Getty's hair is white, whereas in the movie, her hair is actually dark red. Well, going back to IMDb, the site claims that this was done to make Getty look more like her Golden Girls character, in order to capitalize on the popularity of the as mentioned Golden Girls. Now, there was an alternative poster put together, which shows Getty's hair tone as it was presented in the movie, which I actually think is a much better poster and is more energetic. But regardless, as a kid, this movie poster always confused me, as I couldn't understand why it spelt mum the way that it did, as in Australia, mum is spelt M-U-M, not M-O-M. Number 2, Stop or My Mum Will Shoot won a heap of awards, but they weren't good ones. Nope. You know, this trope of an action movie hero tough guy having to deal with an absent-minded older parent whose cluelessness lands them in trouble is a trope that can work and can be successful if done right. After all, 3 years before Stop or My Mum Will Shoot, this trope was already somewhat done, with Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, where Indy goes on an adventure with his father, whose frequent absent-mindedness often lands them in trouble and causes a communication rift between the characters. However, it seems that many people felt that Stop or My Mum Will Shoot was not up to the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade caliber, and it wasn't going to be winning any Oscars anytime soon. Instead, Stop or My Mom Will Shoot managed to win 3 Razzies. Yikes! One for Worst Actor for Sylvester Stallone, Worst Actress for Estelle Gy, and Worst Screenplay. It was also nominated for the Worst Movie at the Stinkers Bad Movie Awards. Yep, I'm pretty sure these are participation awards that the crew of Stop or My Mom Will Shoot really didn't want to get.
Nobody hurts my baby.
Number 1, Stop or My Mom Will return for a sequel. And trust me, you don't want that. Stop or My Mom Will Shoot came out in February 1992, and, well, what can I say? It was an absolute disaster. Domestically, it made $28 million on a $42 million budget. Yeah, once again, ouch. And not only would it become an embarrassing point in Sylvester Stallone's career, but it also got absolutely torn apart by critics, as they really hated it. The Washington Post called it your worst nightmare. Roger Ebert said it was one of the worst movies he had ever seen. And from reviews I've read, a lot of people were shocked and appalled that Stallone actually says the line, "Stop or My Mum Will Shoot," within the movie itself. However, globally, Stop or My Mum Will Shoot did make $70 million. So, big shock. It was actually financially successful. Now, if you can believe it, Stop or My Mum Will Shoot was actually quite popular in Australia. Yeah, I'm not kidding. It was advertised on TV all the time with trailers and specials all over the place. And a lot of people went and saw it and actually really quite liked it. Now I have to admit, I don't hate Stop or My Mum Will Shoot. I get a kick out of the on-screen interactions with Stallone and Getty. But do I think this is a good movie? Well, no, not really at all. But to me, it's a guilty pleasure. But one I'll happily go back every once in a while. Not all the time, not too often. Let's not overdo this here. But sparingly, once in a while, I'll give it a watch. Maybe I have to hand in my movie fan membership card for saying this, but there's no other way to say it. I am a fan of Stop or My Mum Will Shoot. Maybe I'm more tolerant of Stop or My Mum Will Shoot because I grew up in a place that did seem to like it, and I wasn't bashed over the head with how awful it was. But I do get that a lot of people don't like this movie. However, I oddly still do have a nostalgic love for it. Anyway, I'm Minty, and I'm just glad there wasn't a RoboCop version of this movie. Otherwise it would have been called Stop or My Mum Will Shoot You in the Dick. See ya!